Hello.
Hola, breadheads.
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo está?
Bean. Como bean dip. Como black bean.
¿Cómo tapería?
I ate some really good bean dip yesterday, and I realized that it's kind of underrated. It's like a hummus, but also like a guac. And it could go really anywhere both those things could go. But everyone's sleeping on bean dip, let me tell you.
Dude, bean dip is super underrated. You're right. Is it one of those like refried bean pouches that you just reheat?
Dude, this is the cool part about bean dip is it's kind of the same vernacular as Subway cheese. You can get a black bean dip, a white bean dip, or a refried bean dip. And those sound like the same things you'd have for Subway cheese: yellow, white, and shredded.
You're right about that. That's actually really good observation because you said black, white, and refried. Like those are it's two colors and then one method. Same thing
Hmm.
with the cheese. Two colors and one method. What's up with that?
Exactly. I don't know. It's just the way the bean gets mushed. I don't make the rules. I just report on the bean facts.
hmm Yeah, man, this makes me think of, yeah, have you ever had a mezze?
As in the platter.
Yes, sir. Like a little bit of hummus, assorted hummi, little baba ganoush action, potentially some other beans.
Bro, I don't think you understand how much I froth at the mouth for a little mezze platter. I love
Mhm.
that shit. Mezze platter, they're so underrated. Every time I see one of those, I'm all over it. Because they don't just show up at every house party. Like, they're not as mainstay as the charcuterie, and they're not
Mhm.
as, like, I guess, like, cheap as the like cheese and cracker platter or the mixed veggie tray. So
Mhm.
it's a little bit niche, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's an elevated version of the chips and dip, you know? Get a little
Mm-hmm.
naan bread and some hummus.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get the one with like the red pepper in the middle. Like what's that brand that always does it? It's like Samba or
Oh
Sambra.
yeah. Yeah, dude. And then you scoop it into your own bowl so they don't know it's store bought.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, like, okay,
Yeah.
I went to an in-laws house for to visit a few months ago, and it was a casual swing by, unexpected. And they were like last minute affair. I roll in, they offer me a beer, and they say, "Would you like some mezze?" I was
Oh
like,
fuck.
"Wait, what?" And then within like 10 minutes, they had whipped up a like 2 feet by 2 feet mezze platter, and then
Hmm.
offered it to me and the other guests. And it
Wow.
felt like such a elegant and effortless offering, because you could have the meze material on deck, teed up, ready to go at any moment. Put me in, coach. But then when
hmm
you pull that move off, the meze, it impresses,
It really does. It's kind of a showstopper in a way because think about
dude.
it. It's so easy to prep, but so unexpectedly awesome. Like all those ingredients are fridge stable. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you have a little container of hummus, you got a jar of olives, some bread from I don't know, bag of plastic. Like that never goes bad.
Hmm. Yeah, dude. It's going to be the move from here forward, I think. We've talked a lot in length about how 2024 is the year of the appetizer, and platters are
hmm
no exception.
hmm Oh, dude. Speaking of appetizers, I need to tell you about my dinner activation last night. I had a pretty big one.
Oh, please do.
So, breadheads will know that I had my birthday dinner last night with my family, and we went to beautiful Vancouver establishment, Savio Volpe.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with this place. This is where Eric and I go to celebrate any money we make with this podcast.
That's right. All of our earnings have gone to them. So, in a way,
Hmm.
we employ them. But, anyways, what do we have? Oh, we had this like beautiful. salami and cheese plate Thai with these like
Ooh.
very strange root vegetables on there. I don't even know what they were called, but they looked like maggots. They look like these tiny little worms, but when you bite down on them, they're like crunchy, like a pickle, and they taste like exactly like a pickle, but they look like these tiny little worms. Have you ever had anything like this before?
No, that sounds unfamiliar. Maybe it's a little bit of a pickled parsnip. A pickled
Yeah,
parsnip.
kind of like that. The person described it as a similar to a sunchoke.
Hmm.
Don't
Dude,
know if, but yeah, I
that
don't know
sounds
what
like
that is.
child abuse.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. I'll pass.
Yeah. No, it was good though. And then okay, the real showstopper of the appy though was the beef tartare, which I would consider myself kind of an expert on at this point. I know my way around a tartare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this one had very strong Dijon in it, as well as some shaved truffle on top. It was quite the treat.
Ooh, that's a really nice way to dress up some raw beef.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It was naked beef before, but now it's dressed up. Absolutely gift wrapped in truffle.
So, does that make it top tar? Like, is this the best tar you've ever tarted?
I am absolutely tarted for this tar. It was so good. Yeah, dude. It was probably the best. It like top three, no doubt.
Right. You know, I don't eat anything that grazes, and that is cows are no exception.
Hmm.
So I'm a little bit unfamiliar with beef tartare. Like, aren't you supposed to not eat raw meat? Like, I get that a steak is gently seared. So you're using basically the best cut, and you're just you wait. How do you how do you cauterize it in any way?
Yeah, this is something that this is where my knowledge has gaps. Okay, let's just say
But
that.
you just said you were a self-proclaimed expert, Eric.
On the consumption and evaluation of said subject. However, creating and mastering the art of putting a slab of raw meat in on the chopping board and chopping it up, I that's where I don't know. But
Hmm.
if I were to guess, I think it has to do with the like other ways of kind of like quote unquote disinfecting the meat. Like
Right.
like for example, ceviche, you do that with like lemon juice, right? So the meats or the fish is kind of like cooked in the lemon juice.
Mhm.
I hear with sashimi, what you can do is like freeze it for a certain amount of time, and then when you thaw it, all the bacteria has been kind of eliminated from it.
Right, through the act of freezing.
Yeah, so there must be something along those lines with the meat. I'm guessing maybe some kind of acidity is added, and that kind of like kills the bacteria. I'm not really sure, but yeah, you're right. It is fully raw.
Maybe mankind's stomach acid is all it needs because we've been an agricultural society for so long.
Yeah, maybe. Have you seen that reel or this like Instagram account where guys like eating raw chicken until my tummy hurts day one,
Yeah,
and then he
dude.
like takes a bite of a raw chicken breast? You've seen that?
I have. I'm surprised how well, actually, I'm not surprised how popular it is, but I don't know what day it is. This guy's gotta be on, like, day 7 or 8 by now.
Yeah, I mean, at the time of finding the account, he had like several days posted, and like apparently no tummy ache because he's still going strong. So yeah, it makes me think like, are we? I don't know, being lobbied by Big Frying Pan to cook our chicken?
Dude, good question. I feel like well, I don't know, maybe this man is dead now, for all we know.
He suddenly
If
stopped
you're out
posting.
there. Ah, I always have this kinda, like, there's a pendulum shift in society's hygiene, you know, where we invented all this hygiene and then put all these rules in place that we probably didn't need. Not just getting masked up, but just, like, washing your hands and washing your vegetables and
Mhm.
washing your body. And I don't
Yeah.
know if we need all that. Like, look at Subway. They have chicken out for 3 days, and then they just take you know what kills the bacteria at Subway? The Chipotle Southwest sauce. And, like
And
so
the
if they can
flash
get away
toaster.
Yeah, exactly. So if they can get away with that, I'm sure this guy's freshly rawed chicken is probably pretty harmless relative to that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good point. You're right. All like the trend has been, let's be as hygienic as possible. Let's wash our hands. Let's scrub our veggies with soap and water. All these things. But then things like probiotic yogurt has like become more popular. Sourdough
Mhm.
starter. Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, dude, I'm sour
So
about that.
yeah, people love live bacteria these days. So I don't know. Is there a correlation with the popularity of raw beef on menus? Like, are people just like more open to the idea of consuming something raw?
Yeah, I think they are, but I think it's possibly because humans are just built different nowadays. Like the average Victorian era man could not stomach the diet of a man like you and I today, Eric. Like a junior chicken would put them in a coma. The
Yeah.
the sodium in these things. So I think what's happened, Eric, is as a society, everyone has heartburn. Everyone's stomach acid is just like bubbling and oozing and wants to explode out their throat. It's
Hmm.
never been more acidic in our bodies. So we are
Hmm.
best prepared now to catalyze anything that goes in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a damn good starter I had, bro. And I
Yeah, I
also
bet.
learned that it's using tenderloin. I think that's the other thing. That's the other secret to making it really good. Really nice,
Mm,
soft piece of meat. Pause.
the most tender of loins.
The tenderest loin of all time.
Of course, of course.
Oh shit. But yeah, that was kind of my dinner. We can talk about the mains if you like, but
No,
we
this is
are
an
all
appy only
starters.
podcast
Yeah.
now, yeah. That's
Starters
quite all right.
year, so
I
exactly.
want to put together a little charcuterie action at Subway at some point. Since we're entrees are out this year, perhaps just the cheese and a few cucumbers, maybe a few pickles is all
Yeah.
I'm really looking for now. A few nice slices of prosciutto-ish meats.
Hmm. Do you think you could go to a Subway and be like, "Yeah, can I have 300 grams of salami?" Like, do
I
you think
mean,
they'll just
maybe.
set you up with that, or do you have to get the bread with it?
It comes with free bread. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think you'd have to bring your own scale. Like, I don't think they have a means of weighing it. So if you brought your own
Mm.
scale, ask for a cool 300, then measure it out, charge me however many footlongs that feels like, and we'll both part ways.
The most expensive deli order of all time.
Hmm. But damn, it lasts 4 days. Like it's long lasting.
100%.
So
Um,
can't really put a price on that shelf life.
mhm. That's true, man. What are the topics we want to talk about today?
Oh, dude, I got one topic for you.
Let's hear it.
It's okay. I think it's better if someone else mentions it.
And beautiful big titty, but naked women just don't fall like the sky.
Did that pick up? Cool.
I almost spat out my coffee, dude. What the fuck was that?
So we have a new Kanye album. Our ears have been graced by Kanye West and the second best tie online,
Wow,
Mr. Dollar
Thai
Sign.
online. Yeah, Mr. Dollar. He's more like Thai cents sign right now because you've
Hmm.
taken the top spot.
Yeah, and because of inflation, the dollar isn't what it used to be. Poor guy.
Oh shit. Yeah, poor guy. However, I do like when they stylize their name together as the yen symbol alongside the dollar sign. I think that was really clever. Shout out
Yeah, that
to
was a
Mr. Kanye.
that was a clever move. A rare moment of graphic design that Eric and I can appreciate. And I think it's
Hmm.
because it's minimal and clever.
Hmm. Something all races can agree on. I mean, whether you're Jewish or not, you will
Hmm.
acknowledge that the yen symbol was a good idea.
Yeah, totally. We all thought that was pretty clever, and
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
but can we all agree
album's
on
out.
what? Yeah, can we agree on whether we like it or not?
Uh, this is a good question. I'm still digesting, much like a foot long. I need some time to kind of like figure out how I feel about it,
Mm.
and live with it a little bit, which is kind of a cop out answer. But first impressions, Ty, there are some bops on there, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Like I'll be honest though, in the first listen, I was like, man, this guy is doing way too much to put out this mid of an album. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like he's going crazy online, talking about big titted women on his IG and
Hmm.
posting all kinds of negativity, just like delaying the shit for like weeks on end. He posted it like 2 months late, so I don't know. It's way too much for how mid it was. But
Hmm.
after listening to a few tracks multiple times, I'm finding reasons to like it again.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying there. Like, I think for how much Mr. West has gone through this year, I expected some stronger theses in the songs, some like
Yeah.
some like big ideas, some overarching narratives that were like easier, like m- just maybe more creative interpretations of his perspective on what the hell's going on. And
Hmm.
I felt like we got kind of some medium-sized ideas and many small ideas. So you're right, you're spot on with that. But damn, you know what I'll do is I'll just pick a random song and I'll just jump in at a random time and you just start listening from there. And you're like, damn, this is a smooth groove, you know? Like every song
Hmm.
sounds pretty good at the same time. So I think it will grow. It will grow. It may grow from 6 inch to foot long for me, you know, become a mainstay meal.
Absolutely. I just realized, Ty, that the reason why it's not as good as other albums is probably because he's in a good place in his life. Like
Mm.
he's got a woman that loves him, and he's post like anti-Semitism stuff. He's been kind of away from the media, and I think all of that stuff has helped him just kind of like be a little happier. You know what I mean? Stay out of the public light, maybe focus on his relationship, hang out at home. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but all of that means he's going to put out a lackluster project. you know?
Totally. But every other time he's gone dark for this long, he comes back with a project that defines the next era of his career and completely changes the course of music. So I think what's weird about this one is that he's not it doesn't feel like he's hungry to be like the most he doesn't want to be back to being the most influential artist of all time. He's just like this feels more like a side project.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. Looking back though on all of his greatest works, you can like tie it directly to like a horrible thing that happened to him. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like his like Donda album, for example. Horrible relationship situation, broke up with the mother of his kids, going through all kinds of legal troubles, things like that. I just had to look up the time when he broke up with Amber Rose, and it was
Mm.
2010, right before Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out.
Oh shit.
Another all-time classic.
That was
What
also
else is
like
there?
2 years before the infamous Taylor Swift incident.
Exactly. Yep. That was right before Watch the Throne, right?
No,
You
that
can,
would have
I think you
happened.
can kind of tie it to his like haircut.
Oh shit, maybe. I'm pretty sure My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was the byproduct of the MVMA thing,
Oh, I see.
the controversy. But
Okay,
you're right.
maybe.
Either way, you are correct that there's something there.
808s, obviously. So like, there's so many moments that created good music from Kanye, and right now, not much is going on. I guess.
Dude, I think no offense to my fellow Ty, but I think Ty Dolla Sign's respectfully a pretty boring rapper, you know? Like he's got a smooth sound and Kanye made
Hmm.
him sound really good, but every time he was singing on this album, I just start to zone out, you know? I need a bit more
Yeah.
like brash and eccentric characters to work with him in order to like bring out all the different flavors of Kanye and put kind of push the soundscape. It's all kind of it's a little bit too symmetrical almost, the music too in sync.
Right. Yeah. I remember I remember there being very few moments where I stop what I'm doing and I like my ears perk up. You know, It's like it
Mhm.
feels very like background music, which is like crazy to say, but I think that's just Ty sense symbol doing his work, you know?
I think so. Yeah, he makes background music. There's nothing wrong with that. This could be a background podcast to some listeners, and I'm okay with that.
That's what we're here for. We're here for you to listen to our ads or lack
Mhm.
thereof, and that's it.
Yeah, my ideal podcast as a podcast maker is just 45 minutes of ads, and you, the listener, consume every minute of it.
Exactly. I need help knowing where to spend money and how to save 10%.
Exactly.
One last thing on this. He actually two more things. One thing that this might symbolize, Ty, is a passing of the torch because
Mm.
all the things that I think made Kanye great, like for example, every album introducing a whole new sound, a new character in a way, a movement of the music, like tens of millions of hype beast fans going absolutely bonkers. I think all that is now happening with Playboy Cardi instead. And if you think about like where Cardi's at right now with his career, it's kind of like Kanye post Yeezus, maybe like that the period like after Yeezus, where every album was like a whole new shift in the culture.
Mhm. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe Kanye's realized that it's another young buck's turn to define the spirit of a
Mhm.
generation.
Yeah, and I think evidence of that is Kanye's willingness to attach himself to Playboy Cardi in all kinds of ways. Like
Mm,
my hypothesis is that Playboy Cardi's over here doing his thing, and then Kanye sees it and then is like, "Let me be in the next video." You know what I mean?
shit.
And then Cardi's like, "Obviously, yes."
That's a really interesting theory, Eric, and I feel like it has some merit because what else is this guy doing right now, you know? He's just chilling in the Saudi Arabian desert,
Yeah, exactly. Barefoot at Nobu.
barefoot. Exactly.
Oh, by the way, are you gonna buy the Easy Pods? I'm kind of
Thinking
like
about it.
low key looking for someone to split the shipping with.
Okay, I could be into that. I mean, I think I'd only wear them at a boys' night.
I think this would be like a really funny thing for the pod for us to go to a restaurant, maybe Nobu, wearing the Easy Pods.
Mhm, mhm. Dude,
I
you got
can't
the
think of
Yeezy
another
Pods on
use
the
case.
feet and the, Vision Pro on the face.
Yeah. Damn. I
The
mean,
modern man.
yeah, it's $20. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to just give it a go. However, shipping ends up being like $40. At that price point, I gotta take another look. But I don't know where I would wear these things. That's the other thing.
They're literally the only podcasting shoes, you know? You're gonna put them on before you mic up. I can't see myself wearing them to the grocery store.
No, I
To
can't. I don't even
dinner?
own a pair of pants that would go with it. Like none of my pants will work with the pods, unfortunately.
Mhm. Well, maybe that's why the Yeezy Pods are still available for purchase. So everyone's having these thoughts.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, well, we'll have to do something where we can get our hands on a pair of them and maybe do a on foot review for the for the good folks here on the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah, we can talk about the toe feel.
Exactly. Worst case, we use it as a pop filter for our microphones. You just put it over the mic, and it probably works.
That's the perfect idea. Well, I don't know, dude. I think I'm gonna eat a lot of my words on this album in like 6 months. I'll re-listen to this episode and be like, why was I so critical of it? It's freaking
Hmm.
awesome. Because that's usually
Yeah,
the case with these kinds of things.
yeah. Why is that? You think? I've noticed that about myself as well. Like most albums that come out now, I immediately dislike. Maybe it's because I'm a hater,
Maybe.
and I
No, man.
come around
People
on it
hate
eventually.
I feel people are so unreceptive to change, especially when it's so closely linked to their own identity. That's why, like,
Hmm.
no one changes up their Subway sandwich order. I'm not gonna. I only deviate mine a few ingredients each time, if that, because that represents me, and I can't just be a reformed sandwich consumer. I have to work my way
Hmm.
there.
Hmm. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can only really deviate, a couple inches here or there, right? You can't just go
Exactly.
full swing. Yeah, it makes total sense. All right. Well, stay tuned for episode 408 when we discuss the 1 year, the 1 year aftermath of this album.
Yeah.
That'll be crazy
I
to
thought
think
you
about.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say episode 408. Ty and Eric finally try a new sandwich.
Oh shit. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But why risk ruining lunch at Subway? You know what I mean? If I'm gonna ruin my lunch, it's gonna be at a, I don't know, place that serves real food, has an opinion, not a sandwich
Mm,
place where I make the food.
that's true. That's true. It's it's kind of a shame that you're signing up for so much and then paying so much for it. It's the
Hmm.
ultimate scam of capitalism.
Totally. But also this album, Ty, I think it's gonna be part one of X number of parts.
Yeah, because it said Vultures 1 on Spotify, or because you're in a DM with Freddie Gibbs and he's got some details for you.
He's like, just wait, my time's coming. No, Freddie was ice cold in the DM, didn't give me any info, but
Gee.
yeah, we'll see, Ty. Do you think there's gonna be 2 or 3 parts or
I think
more?
there'll be declared 3 parts, but we'll only get 2. I
That's a good one. Yeah, I like
think
that.
that's safe. Everything's a trilogy till it's not. But
That's
you know
right.
what? There's nothing wrong with the duality of 2 parts. There's 2 halves to each sandwich, a yin and a yang, 2 podcasters to every great show,
Mm-hmm.
2 musicians on every great album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, I'll be looking forward to the new Playboy Cardi project, and I guess I'll just end my review with that.
Wow, thank you. Eric drops the needle.
The busiest music nerd.
Damn, we the busiest podcasters out here.
That's right, man. No one's matching our volume except for
Yeah.
maybe Rogan.
Mm-hmm. He's got more testosterone than us. We need to eat more meat at Subway, I think.
Yeah,
You're
I think
supposed to be
so.
the resident meathead of the podcast. Why aren't you yelling right now?
I know, yeah. Maybe I should be always ordering double meat as like my my protest against your vegetarianism.
I think so, dude. I think you need to like really assert yourself on the line there. Like really mog up the sandwich artist, you know?
Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta meets max at all times, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Stroke that jawline as you're picking out your cheese.
Yeah, dude. I need something more to chew on, you know what I mean? I gotta work out the lower jaw.
What is the most chewable sandwich if you're looking to work the jawline?
Let's see. I would say it's a toss up between the oven roasted chicken
Mm-hmm.
and the brisket.
The brisket, that's got some elasticity to it.
Exactly. Like I'm picturing those like fatty bits that connect the meaty bits. And
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
obviously, those require a bit of teeth sharpening in order to cut through. So, yeah, I think it'll probably be the brisket. You got to risk it for the brisket.
You got to. This is a weird take, but I think the meatball, although it's not very chewy, it's going to require a lot of mouth movement in order to portion swallowable amounts of meat in the mouth. So you pop that thing in there, half the ball. Like, there's no way you can take a bite of the meatball and take a small bite. It's always more than you can chew. So there's some meatball management that has to happen with the tongue.
Ball management happening with the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ty. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that respectfully. I think the impossible meatball tie is probably a different story. You know what I mean? There's different factors, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like I think a lot of work goes into the appearance of those. However, with the texture, are they really matching that one to one with Mr. Cow?
Dude, this is the thing. They're not telling you the compromise that you're getting to have that idyllic looking ground beef. And a part of it is a
Truly
texture
idyllic.
play for sure.
Damn true.
Mm-hmm. It's like on Instagram, not everything you see in the Beyond Meatball packaging is real.
Mhm. Yeah.
The bread is pretty chewy if you don't toast it. That's a pretty good option.
I was literally about to say the exact same thing. The real answer is every sandwich is the most chewy because it's the damn bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
No
thing,
kidding.
even when you toast it, it can be really crunchy on the outside and then still chewy on the inside. So you never really get a break.
Do you think if you added a bunch of sauce or no sauce, it would be more chewy?
No sauce for sure.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if there's a bunch of sauce, it gets kind of wet and squishy, like you're chewing on a damp towel.
Yeah, but wouldn't it like kind of decompose the bread?
Mm, yeah,
Like
that's true.
it's like one of those like dry camping meals where you just add water. You know what I mean? And it just becomes mush.
Yeah, dude. You want this risotto that it's always a risotto, you know? You want a
Oh,
bag of
dude, yeah.
risotto?
Risotto is the perfect camping meal because if it's mushier than you expected, it doesn't matter. It's risotto. It's
Hmm.
supposed to be mushy.
And if it's a
It's like
little al
oatmeal.
dente, doesn't matter either.
Exactly. You really can't fuck it up if you're camping.
There's very few risotto and oatmeal are the only two like rehydratable foods that are available at every grocery store. I mean, I guess you could say like rice is rehydratable. We're like all grain.
Yeah, let me think about this really quick. There
Hmm.
is cornmeal as well. Don't forget about that.
Dude, what happens if you put water in cornmeal? It's not gonna become corn again. Like,
Okay, well, oatmeal doesn't become something different. It's just wet oats. Same with cornmeal. It just becomes hydrated. You know what I mean? Becomes supple.
yeah, well, cornmeal kind of becomes mushy. It becomes the texture of guacamole.
I guess it depends on how you prepare it, but yes, you're right.
When you say that oatmeal becomes just wet oats, that's so much less that's so much less appetizing.
Yeah, but is it not 100% accurate? Like it's just wet oats. There's nothing going on
Yeah.
there.
It's kind of like when you say like, "Oh no, this isn't bacon. This is like pig stomach." And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're not wrong, but I liked the
Mhm.
old word better."
Yeah. We in the industry tie like to call it pork belly. It has a better ring
Pork
to
belly.
it.
What part of the pig is the bacon from?
I think the pork belly, the belly.
Does anyone eat the butt? Like, do you eat pig ass?
Dude, yeah, I eat ass, but it has to be pork. I think it's wait. Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. There's at the at a lot of like meat focused restaurants, there's like a diagram of a pig. Have you seen
Mhm. Oh, I've
those?
seen that. You got all the chopped lines, and that's how you know that,
Exactly.
like, the brisket's gonna slap.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, the brisket came from the right place. I need to look up exactly what that looks like
Oh,
because
right,
this is going to be good. This is going to
right.
be good
Check
discussion right
check the
here.
textbook. Check the textbook.
Oh yeah, dude.
Peer-reviewed facts here. What did you type in on Google Images? Pork diagram?
I typed in pig meat pick. Okay, no, I'm looking at one right now, and okay, I was right. In my head, I knew the answer, but I was scared to say it in fears of sounding retarded. But the pig's leg or the butt is also the ham.
No, ham comes from the butt?
Yeah, dude.
What?
So well, maybe I should share what I'm looking at.
So every time I see ham on the menu, that's just ass of pig.
Exactly.
The ham.
But
That's
confusingly, Ty, the front leg is also called picnic ham. So was that just like a
mm,
smaller version of the hind legs?
whoa, and the pig's shoulder is called a Boston butt, which is confusing because that's nowhere near the butt.
Yeah. Other diagrams just say shoulder.
Okay, maybe that was just a regional version of the graphic.
Hmm. So look at that. Bacon comes from the nice plump belly, and then we got
Hmm.
ribs, loin, and then back fat going all the way up.
Hell yeah. But damn, ham comes from the butt. That's crazy. I can't believe how often I see ham on the menu. It's the most popular of pig body parts to eat pig butt.
Yeah, exactly. So all meat eaters have to admit that they eat ass.
I guess so. Whether they like to admit it or not.
Hmm. Unprompted, I'm going to go ahead and say that the pork hock is the best piece.
What?
Underrated. Oh yeah.
The hawk is the leg.
Oh yeah. It's like the knee.
Dude, now that I'm examining this graphic of a pig silhouette, why does it kind of look like the pig's wearing stilettos? Like look at its little feet. Is
Oh
that
yeah, dude.
you see that? Is that doing anything for you right now? That's
Yeah, why am I kind of bricked up by this little piglet?
Damn, pig's feet it look real nice in the silhouette.
Hmm. Dude, honestly, it does. It's making me hungry. I don't know about you. I'm actually really curious. Does this image make you hungry, or are you like turned off by it?
Everything about this image is a turn off, except for maybe the
Oh
little
wow.
feet.
Yeah, this is how I found out you were a feet guy.
Dude, I love a feet long.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I feel like now I don't like the idea of eating the pig butt or the jowl or the neck or the hawk. It
Hmm.
it's a little too literal, you know? I like when my food has been so far removed from where it comes from that it takes on a whole new shape, like the veggie patty. And I like when it's presented with a story that's unrelated to the growth and then eventual harvesting and plating of the food itself. Like I want the veggie patty
Hmm.
to tell me a story about how it's trying to like save child soldiers in another country.
Doing the Lord's work over there by ordering the
Mhm.
veggie patty.
Yeah, dude, it's filled
um,
with peas and corny 2012.
damn. So, okay, so in the meat world, the best example I can think of for what you're looking for is a can of Spam. Have you ever had that?
I've never had a can of spam, and I know you are a spam advocate.
That's right. I'm a Spam apologist, and I
Mhm.
think it deserves a place in everyone's kitchen, in everyone's pantry.
So So what's making you so spam pilled? Is it the narrative behind it? Is it the flavor? Is it the accessibility?
Maybe a little bit of both. Probably the ease of preparing it. It's shelf stable. You know what I mean? You can get the low sodium version. And
Mhm.
it's also really funny when it slides out of the can and lands on your kitchen counter. Just makes a nice,
Mhm.
satisfying plop sound.
Oh yeah, dude.
Cutting it into perfectly symmetrical slices is also fun. It also just looks like cartoon meat.
Totally get that. It's kind of like the jello of protein.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of like let's see. I don't know. If you were to eat like a corn on the cob in a video game, that's like the equivalent. Actually, a drumstick would probably be the equivalent. Like the most
Yum.
like cartoonish version of food is like a drumstick. You know what I mean? Like it's like what you eat in RuneScape.
Yeah, dude. In all video games, the drumstick represents food, nothing else.
Yeah. It's amazing actually. So yeah, Spam takes it a step further by being this anonymous block of meat. And I think there's something kind of nice about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it probably deserves more recognition than it has. I'm like, I've never opened a can, but I'm thinking about the sound it probably makes because you referenced it. It has like a satisfying, like audible quality. And nary 2 hours ago, I was walking down the street and a pigeon shat in front of me, and it made this really satisfying splat on the ground. Is it
Yeah.
similar to that?
I think so, but pair that with like a heavier thud. Because it's not light. It's a block of meat. So there's a thud and a splat kind of simultaneously, but in the
Yeah,
most
that
kind of
makes
like
sense.
appealing form.
It's that, but then your tummy growls afterwards. So there's quite the symphony happening.
Exactly. They also make this like really fun popping sound when you fry them up. They just like have pockets of oxygen, I guess, and they just burst with flavor.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
spam's had a bit of a rough go of it the last few decades. Not really on most people's grocery lists. I think it's because
Mhm.
of two reasons. I think the first reason is because of crooked Whole Foods and their whole food diet. Spam's
Hmm.
kind of the antithesis of that. It's which
Hmm.
food is, but it's weird because spam then goes in the same category as the hot dog, and the hot dog is doing great.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, the hot dog is like so embedded in American culture, but I think spam is just the hot dog of Asia.
So it
You
still
know what I mean?
has popularity there, just with a different audience.
Yeah, it's like the same type of food, but regionalized to Asia because of, I think, in like Vietnam era, American soldiers would bring that with them and
Mm,
popularize it in like Southern Asia, basically.
interesting. So spam is an invasive species. We colonized Vietnam via spam.
I think so. I mean, it's only
Huh.
right because now I get Chinese spam phone calls.
Dude, I was just about to say the reason probably it's no longer popular in America is because it was unfortunately associated with the email folder of the same name.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, yeah, there's a negative connotation with the name.
Hmm.
Damn. And also, who doesn't love a hot dog?
Exactly. Like, imagine if a hot dog, there's no negative connotation with that. Like, it's all positive. But imagine if we called I don't know, like an STI riddled penis a hot dog, you know? Then people would be like, I'm not really craving that glizzy right now.
Yeah. It's annoying how like great that name works for one of my favorite foods.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that every time I gobble one down. Gobble a glizzy.
Hmm. Yeah. So I don't know what it is. It's probably a multitude of factors, unfortunately, for our good
Hmm.
friend, the spam can.
Hmm. Yeah, it's had a rough go, but I think it's coming back slowly as we learn to appreciate other cultures more and more as time goes on. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So
Mm.
spam is still back.
Globalization will bring it home.
Wow, amazing. And it's made in America too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Weird.
God bless the spam.
Hmm. Yeah. More spam. Less calls, more plates.
Cool. Well, that about does it today, Ty. I think that's everything I really wanted to get off my chest.
Yeah, dude. Wow. Yeah. I didn't realize how worked up I was before I had this therapy session.
Yeah, there's something about the twice weekly episode that really sets me up for success the rest of the days.
Hmm. It's like some people just like Twitter rage. I just bottle it up until Tuesday.
Yeah, some people scream into a pillow. I just
Hmm.
moan into this microphone Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, dude, they beat their spouse, and I just beat a record for how many episodes. How many
Holy
episodes
shit.
we got here?
Damn, dude. There's got to be like a rap lyric about the mic being healing, you know? I gotta spit
Hmm.
these bars every once in a while just to get shit off my chest.
Yeah, dude, I found God in this girthy black microphone.
Totally. Do you think we'd be awful people if we didn't podcast? Like,
D-
do you think like just the key is in prevention, just by getting it out twice a week or preventing something from happening?
It's kind of a chicken or the egg thing, you know? Rotisserie chicken or the scrambled egg, because maybe we wouldn't have maybe the dark thoughts wouldn't encroach if you didn't have a place to articulate them.
Yeah, you gotta. It's really nurture over nature in this case, but
Hmm.
fuck it, we digress.
Yeah,
Which is the
something to chew
academic
on.
way of saying "fuck it, we ball."
Well, Eric, thank you for balling with me.
Meatballing.
See, breadheads, we'll talk to you next time. This has been fun. Think fresh, everybody.
Bye bye.